Hi, and welcome to Lunch with Lisa. And today I'm going to show you how to make orange ginger beef, a recipe from the Complete Macro Cookbook. You can find it on my Amazon store. It's Lunch with Lisa. What I love about this cookbook is inside of it, she has different recipes for muscle gain or fat loss. Now the orange ginger beef recipe is for muscle gain, but you can make it for fat loss. Each recipe has these little tips that you can use to tweak it for your goals. So if it's a fat loss recipe, you can make it a muscle gain recipe and vice versa. For this one, she suggests taking out the rice for fat loss and adding in extra vegetables like broccoli, asparagus, or green beans. So I opted for some broccoli and I have that steaming behind me. And I've also made some brown rice and I put it in the fridge overnight. When you cook and then you cool your starches, they aren't gonna spike your insulin as much. So that's a really cool tip that I use with everything: potatoes, rice, anything starchy. Refrigerate overnight and then you can reheat it and eat it. You can make this dish and make it work for your goals. All it takes is adding protein, carbohydrates, and some fat all together into a complete meal. I'm gonna show you how I prep this meal, how I make this meal, and how I portion it out for myself for the week. That way I have one meal where I don't have to weigh anything, I don't have to worry about it. It's already put into my MyFitnessPal, and all I have to do is pull it out of the fridge, reheat it, and eat it. So this meal is just gonna make my life a little bit easier. So let's get started. For this recipe, you're going to need some brown rice or some steamed broccoli, 1/3 cup freshly squeezed OJ, 4 garlic cloves, fresh ginger, some low sodium soy sauce or coconut aminos, cornstarch, some water, some oil for cooking, a sirloin steak that you can have your butcher chop thinly or you can slice it yourself, carrots, a green and a red bell pepper, and some salt and pepper. All right, the first thing you want to do is cook your rice or steam your broccoli. Step number 2 is we're going to make the sauce. So I have to prep the veggies for that. And I'm going to be using my little tidy board system here, which is really awesome to prep and prepare and keeps everything nice and tidy. We're going to go ahead and mince all our garlic. The easiest way to do that is just to give everyone a smash, peel it, and chop it. I'm gonna put half in here, half in another bin for later, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my saucepan to medium-high heat. Next, I'm going to mince up some ginger. Just need to peel it with a little spoon here. Right in my little trash bin. I like to use the big bin for the tidy board for all the trash and the stuff I'm gonna throw out, and then I use my little small bins here to house all the stuff I'm gonna use. So I don't have to chop this up. Definitely use a rasp and this will get a nice fine little mince. Okay, to the pot we're gonna add our orange juice, 1/3 cup, 2 tablespoons of our soy sauce or coconut aminos, our fresh ginger and our garlic, and just stir this up, let it cook. Oh, I can already smell that ginger. Okay, it's come to a boil, and now we're going to take 2 teaspoons of water. We're gonna dissolve 1 teaspoon of cornstarch into the water. We're going to stir that into the sauce. Reduce our heat to low. We're gonna let this cook for about 6 minutes. Thickens up right away. All right, once that's cooked, we're just gonna pour it off. And we're gonna set this aside. Next, I'm going to get a big frying pan. I'm gonna put it on medium-high heat. And then we're gonna slice our meat super thin. Probably about 1/8 of an inch works best here. As thin as you possibly can get it. I'm gonna set this aside and then chop up all my veggies. First thing I'm gonna do is peel the carrots. Then we're going to seed and slice our peppers. All right, now that we have everything prepped and ready to go, I can start cooking all of it. It's gonna go really fast. So I'm just gonna put 1 tablespoon of oil into my pan, just to coat the bottom, get a nice oil facial. Then I'm gonna drop in my meat. I'm gonna do half at a time so I don't overcrowd my pan and cause it to boil. And I'm gonna get a plate ready to dump the meat onto. Takes no time at all to cook. Add a little bit more oil to the pan. Wasn't quite a tablespoon, just spraying it. Let that pan get a little hot again, then add the rest of my meat. All right, now we're gonna cook the veggies. I'm gonna add the rest of my oil. And everyone likes to add the garlic first. That's what this recipe says, but I say don't. Wait till the last, because the garlic will burn and it'll get all like sour tasting. So I'm gonna start with my carrots, and we're gonna cook them for 4 to 5 minutes. This is 1.2 pounds. Comes out to be around 15.5 ounces. So it definitely cooks down. You gotta measure either raw or cooked weight and add that into your MyFitnessPal. It'll tell you your macros and your calories for your beef. So just be aware. Okay, now we're gonna add our peppers and cook this for another 4 to 6 minutes till they're nice and soft, but not too soft where they're gonna be gross. You don't want them mushy. I like a little crisp to my little stir fries. And all these bits on the bottom are gonna come up and add lots of flavor. Now is a great time to add the garlic when it's towards the end of your cooking. That way your garlic won't come out all burnt, sour. Now you don't want to overcook your dish if you're going to eat most of it later. So go ahead and stop a couple minutes before it's ready, where it's pretty crisp still. I'm going to turn off the heat because this stays hot, but if you have a gas stove, you can just put it down to low. I'm going to add back in my meat. Can't wait to have some more nice hot meat in my mouth. And that sauce we set aside, I'm gonna add that right now. Gonna season it with a little salt and pepper. And then just mix it all together. Oh, that looks so delicious. All right, now comes the fun part. We're gonna eat it and then I'm gonna split it up into my meals for the week. So for my meal today, I'm gonna go ahead and get my scale out because you don't know how much you're eating unless you weighing your food. And I'm gonna weigh my meat. I want about, it said 3 ounces, but if you cooked down 12 ounces of raw sirloin, you're going to get probably like 2.5 ounces. That's about 2.5 ounces. And then my veggies, didn't weigh my veggies. You just eyeball a quarter of the veggies. So I have 3.35 ounces of veggies, which is 95 grams. I'm making an even 100. Then I'm gonna zero that out again and put 100 grams of steamed broccoli with this for only around just over 300 calories. 100. All right, look at this. Super easy. So if you cook this according to the recipe with the brown rice, it comes out to be 528 calories per serving, which is about 3 ounces beef, a half a cup of cooked rice, and a quarter of the vegetables. It has 25 grams of protein, 65 grams of carbs, and 18 grams of fat. But if you want to cut the calories down significantly and work towards fat loss, you can still have a significant portion, but you're going to cut out the rice. Add in some more veggies. And it comes out to be just over 300 calories per serving, 22 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs, and about 17 grams of fat. Yum! And this took me no time to make with about 15 minutes of prep time and about 30 minutes of cook time. Serves 4. And it's super delicious. Now I'm gonna do the same thing to prep all my meals for the week. I'm gonna get my dish, put it on my scale, make sure I have it set to the right thing. So ounces for meat. I'm just gonna measure the meat first and then make like an assembly line. This way I don't have to stop my day and do this at all. I just pull it out of the fridge and heat it up and know I have the correct macros. Then I have all this steamed broccoli to add. Perfect. I have a lot of sauce left in the pan that I'm gonna dish out to my meals. And then I can just let those cool off, close them up, put them in the fridge, and save them for later this week. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you'd like to see, or if you have any recipes to share. If you like what you see and you want to help support me, there's 3 ways you can do it. You can go down below to my Amazon store and shop. You can buy me a coffee at coffee.com/lunchwithlisa, or you can become a patron like all these lovely people and watch my videos 1 week ahead of time. Patreon.com/lunchwithlisa. And it's always free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. It's Lunch with Lisa. I am hot and hungry. I'm glad there's some left over so I can feed some to my child. He gets kind of mad when I don't. He likes my cooking.